have exported medical goods to Iran via the INSTEX trade mechanism, which was launched last year to evade U.S. sanctions against Tehran. In a statement, the German Foreign Ministry said the mechanism successfully concluded its first transaction and that the medical goods are now in Iran. It said INSTEX and its Iranian counterpart will work on more transactions and enhancing the system. Tehran is yet to confirm the announcement. Germany, France, and Britain are three European signatories to the 2015 Iran nuclear deal. They've constantly expressed their verbal support for the accord since the U.S.'s withdrawal from the accord in 2018. However, the trio has failed to comply with its obligations under the deal. In response, Tehran has scaled down its commitments under the nuclear deal in a bid to, quote, balance the level of obligations. Well, let's cross over to London, joined by Marcus Papadopoulos, publisher and editor of Politics First. Marcus, thanks so much for being with us. Well, tell me your thoughts on the news that they have used INSTEX, Germany, France, and Britain to help export medical goods to Iran.
Well, I am greatly relieved to hear that the INSTEX trading system has made its first transaction, namely the supply of medical goods to Iran. Now, this is a very significant development, and one is tempted to refer to this development as a turning point in the context of the JCPOA. But for now, I will refrain from calling it a turning point, but nonetheless, it is a significant development because, firstly, the INSTEX trading system, which was the brainchild of Iran, Britain, France, and Germany, was all about enabling Iran to export goods and to import goods. And this would go a long way as far as Iran was concerned in preserving the JCPOA, which, as the world knows, has been severely damaged ever since America withdrew from the agreement. And number two, the fact that medical goods are now being exported to Iran will go a long way in helping the Iranian authorities, Iranian doctors, Iranian nurses, to not just treat the coronavirus, which is plaguing Iranians, but also to treat other deadly illnesses such as cancer. Because as a result of the American sanctions on Iran, Iran for many, many years has been unable to import both medicines and also medical equipment to treat illnesses such as cancer. And many Iranians have lost their lives because of the American sanctions. And many Iranians in 2020 have lost their lives at the hands of the coronavirus because of the American sanctions. And indeed, the kind of American sanctions on Iran are seen in other parts of the world, namely Cuba and Venezuela. And the American sanctions constitute a crime against humanity. Now, of course, the delinquents on British newspapers such as The Telegraph, The Times, The Guardian, and The Sun are not going to make any reference during the coronavirus, during the period of the coronavirus, as to how Iran's fight against this virus is being impaired because of American sanctions. But nonetheless, one is hopeful that because the INSTEX trading system is now up and running, this will relieve the pressure to a degree on Iran. And we should applaud this decision by Britain, France, and Germany to set up the INSTEX trading system and for it to have now made its first transaction.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being with us, Marcus Papadopoulos, publisher and editor. Politics First out of London.